Welcome back to the Hurry Up Offense. Fantasy football news and advice for week 13. Oh my God, it's week 13 of the NFL fantasy football season. In around about 10 minutes, I am Smokey Rameriz, your fantasy football pro. Let's go. Guys, the topic of today's show is all about teams that haven't made the playoffs. We're going to talk enough about the playoffs in the next coming weeks, but today I want to talk about why, if you yourself did not make the playoffs, why you should continue to play. I know a lot of you are probably listening, trying to just load up on last second advice, and some of you are not going to make it, and you will just tune out after this week or next week. But here's the thing. You need to continue to focus on your team after the playoffs start if you're not in those playoffs. But first, let's get into the news. Whoa, the Wednesday night news dumps. Let's start in Dallas with some Cowboys news. The Cowboys are fully expecting Amari Cooper to play this week, and that's great for one of my teams, at least. More than one, actually. I love Amari Cooper. Now, with him and CeeDee Lamb getting back into the lineup, these guys are going to be hyper-targeted. I think they're going to go for it. And this is a Thursday night game, so please don't let us down. I hate island games for elite players, but this looks like it's shaping up to be great for Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. I expect them both to get tons of targets, and there's not going to be double coverage on one of them because the other one is way too dangerous. Look for Amari Cooper to play. Jerry Jones has also come out and said Ezekiel Elliott will play. Regardless of reports and rumors early in the week, Jerry Jones, the man over there, says my dude Elliott is going to play. He doesn't care. Doesn't care. He's going to be on that field. Don't care what he feels like. Now, I don't know if this is just to diverge the attention to maybe pull a sneak play and end up putting Pollard out there for the majority of the game, or if it's going to be some weird split timeshare like Denver does. But the fact is, you cannot not play Ezekiel Elliott if it's on the field. It's way too dangerous to not play him. You don't want to have 30 points sitting on your bench when you have Ezekiel Elliott. Now, I did myself what I told you guys to do and make sure you pick up his backup. I do have Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott on quite a few teams at this moment. And it's going to make it tough. It's going to make it tough. I really don't know how this is going to shape out. It may be a 50-50. Who knows? But as of right now, I'm going to play Ezekiel Elliott and let Tony Pollard stay on the bench. Daniel Jones out of Giants camp is expecting to miss week 13. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough if you're playing Daniel Jones. Don't go sign Mike Glennon. It's not worth it. Don't put your neck out for that guy. But, yeah, it's rough. I don't think you're missing a whole lot with Daniel Jones not being in this game. The guy's been boom or bust this entire season, so who knows if he ever will live up to his true potential, because there is a ton of potential there. But, poor Daniel Jones. This is not your breakout season, bro. But let me tell you about a rookie tight end who is having a breakout season. Pat Freiermuth. He's still in the concussion protocol, and I don't know as of right now that he's going to play. So, be wary of that. It's being reported now that Deandre Swift could miss multiple weeks with his injury, and that is bad for Deandre Swift owners. Now, if you're going to be in a late league, you're going to play late playoffs, week 16, week 17 type stuff, you want to hang on to DeAndre Swift because he very well could be a league winner in the very end. But if your playoff is this week, next week, something like that, you can drop him. Go try to get Jamal Williams if he's still out there. Listen, down in Miami, Devontae Parker is back at practice, and people are afraid that this is going to hurt Jalen Waddle's breakout season. I, however, am not. This is going to hurt Preston Williams. This is going to hurt Albert Wilson. I don't think this hurts Jalen. I think this is good for Jalen. I think both of these guys are going to be hyper-targeted. Tua is throwing a ton, trying to keep the Dolphins in these games and doing a great job at it, I might add. Jalen's great. Jalen is looking like Debo to me right now. And Parker coming back, could be just what the doctor ordered to help both of these guys out. And both of these guys could be usable assets moving forward into the playoffs. Get a little bit of Arizona news. Chase Edmonds is not going to play this week. He's expected back next week, so load up on your James Conner if you got him. But here's the thing. Murray and Hopkins, as of right now, are expected to play this week, which not only gives Arizona a better chance at winning these games, but I don't want to play either one of these guys without the other one right now. Both of these guys need each other to be successful. Sure, Kyler Murray can take off and run at any given moment, but that's not the game he's trying to play right now. He's trying to get the ball downfield to DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins is very much elite for your team and for the Cardinals. Play both of them if they are active. Speaking of Chase Edmonds, Antonio Brown is also not expected to be back this week. So I'm going to continue to play Gronk. Get this. All these great receivers on this team, you take AB out, it actually helps Gronk. Because AB is not going to be there to be that safety net that Tom Brady likes. And we see he's not taking a ton of chances on Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. He is playing his old school safety nets. And since Antonio Brown is still not going to be back, I see Gronk scoring a ton coming up. And don't forget about Lenny, the number 4 net. Over in Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts is banged up, but he's expected to play. Same thing with Miles Sanders. The guy's banged up. He just got back on the field and got beat up again. I don't know, but I expect him to play. And if Miles Sanders is out there, I'm going to play him. I don't care how much you guys bash Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is a great running back, and I wish he was on a different team to prove it. But hey, I'll play both these guys this week if they're out there. Adrian Peterson is now at another new home. The Seahawks. Who cares? And guys, before I move on to the final piece of news today, I want to say this. I have seen flip-flop reports. I told you that Amari Cooper should be back this week. It has been reported that he is going to be back. Then it's been reported that he's not going to be back. Then it was reported that he's definitely back this week. And now it's being reported that he may not be back this week. So keep an eye on that. This is really starting to make me mad. But if he's out there, all the things I've said about him earlier applies. Last but not least, maybe at least, who knows. Taysom Hill, go out there. Trevor Siemian, sit down. Guys, Taysom Hill can be usable for fantasy. We've seen this in the past. So if he's on one of his good games where he's out there running yards after contact and still making a few passes downfield here and there, no, he does not have Michael Thomas, so he's not going to be as effective as he was last season. Alvin Kamara may not be out there either, which is looking like he's not at this point, but it's still a possibility. I don't know that I'm really hyped up on playing Taysom Hill right now, but if he had all of his weapons, I would definitely play Taysom Hill. It's a yucky situation. Play at your own caution. That's it for the news this week. Let's get on to the game theory portion of the show. Today we are talking about the playoffs. The playoffs are coming up. You're not making them. Here's why you should continue to play. You should load your team up every week as if you are in the playoffs. 1, it's very fun to play spoiler to someone. I don't know if you've ever done this, but you have a friend in your league who has crushed you every year. You're playing him right before the playoffs. Be spoiler to him. You might affect him in the playoffs. He might lose his seed. He might have to play the number 1 guy instead of the number 2 guy. He might have to miss the playoffs. Who knows? Either way, you got to be playing for the most valuable reason, that is information and experience. Guys, I know there's a lot of people out there who just give up. Some people never make the playoffs. Some people play every year and never make the playoffs. Guys, this is very important. You may get lucky. You may just draft wonderfully one year and make the playoffs. You need to know what's going on because it's not the exact same rules applying to the beginning of the season as it in the playoffs. Because some guys are set out right before the actual playoffs. Our fantasy playoffs take place in the regular season. injuries. Guys are banged up. Guys are sitting out. Guys are resting up. Guys are being tried out for whatever situations on actual teams that have already made the playoffs in the actual NFL. That is a different strategy. You need to play to have that experience so you yourself can win in the future. But don't forget, it's fun to play spoiler to one of your friends in your league that he thought he's going in as the number 2 seed, and he only had to play number 3. But if you beat him right before the playoffs, knock him down to number 4. Knock him out of the playoffs. This is why fantasy football is fun, guys. That's it for me this week. Please subscribe to the Beyond Football channel. And if you want to hear Alex and I break down every game every week in abundance, I don't know why I said in abundance, but that's what we do. Please check out the scoreboard. It comes out every week right before this one drops on Thursdays. It'll be a good time. Give us a thumbs up there too. We really need it. Helps the algorithm. I am Smokey Rameriz, your fantasy football pro. I'll see you next week. Doses.